Hey guys, today I'm gonna do a tutorial on a couple of things. Gonna be on a UI alert controller and Touch ID. So let's open up our Xcode and start with create a new Xcode project and create a single view application. And for the product name, I'm just gonna call it Alert Controller Touch ID tutorial. Well, you can call it anything else that you want, but alright. And then I'm just gonna create it on my desktop. So we'll just get started in the view controller. So we'll just do a quick thing. We'll start off with the alert view, I guess. So now we'll do both at the same time. So in order to do the Touch ID, we need to import in the local authentication framework. So we do that by saying import local authentication and local authentication, and then in our I'm gonna do it in view did appear. So we can call super.view did appear animated, and then we'll present our login option. For example, if you have an app and you want to use the Touch ID to log in, then you can use it in there. So I'm gonna create a function called login. This function is going to validate login with Touch ID. If no Touch ID, then we're going to just do like a backup login. Alright, so in order to do that, we're gonna get started by declaring a variable. Let's say we do let authentication context equals LA context, and then we're gonna have error variable. So in the login, we can do something. We have to check first to see, because some devices doesn't have the login. For example, like an iPod or the older iPhone, or maybe some of the older iPads. So we're gonna check if authentication context can evaluate policy, and the policy will be LA policy dot. There's a couple of options, but the one we want to check for is the one with device owner authentication with biometrics, and the error is gonna be the address of error, which is the variable that we've declared here. So if it can evaluate policy, then it can evaluate it. But we're gonna also handle the case where it can't. So in the case that it can't, we're just going to, is when we're gonna show the UI alert. But instead of using the alert view, it was deprecated in iOS 8. So now we're on like iOS 8, iOS 9. So we're gonna use a alert controller instead. So we'll just create a function called show do not have Touch ID alert. Alright, long function, but alright. So we're gonna start by saying let alert controller equals UI alert controller. So we're creating an alert controller, and we can pass it an optional title message and a preferred style. So let's say the title, we're just gonna say touch ID not available message. Sorry. Preferred style, UI alert controller style, UI alert controller style, and then we have some style to choose from. So actually, when I say some, I mean we have two. Action sheet or an alert. Alert is the kind that pops up from the on the middle of the screen, and the action sheet is the kind like a menu that pops up from the bottom of the screen. So alert controller, and then we're gonna have some options in it. So let cancel action equals UI alert action, and in the action we can also give our title and the action that we wanted to take when this button is pressed. Previously in the previous UI alert view, you're gonna have to declare the alert view, and then you have to set some delegates and then keep track, and if you have multiple alert views, it gets a little bit messy with all the delegates. Maybe you have to set tags to your alert views or something. So this way, I like this way a little bit better. So cancel action, let's say our title is cancel. Okay, simple title. UI alert action style. So we have some styles to choose from. We have the cancel style, the default, the destructive. I'm just gonna choose the cancel style, and the action that we wanted to take when this button is pressed. So when this button is pressed, we're just gonna do alert controller dot dismiss view controller, animated true. We don't need to do anything after completion, so completion is nil, and then we're just gonna do self dot present view controller, and we're going to present this alert controller. Animated is true, completion nil again. Alright, so in this else, it means it doesn't have touch ID, because it falls in this block because it doesn't fall in the can evaluate policy. So here we're gonna do show do not have touch ID alert. Okay, gives me a warning because I need to add this action to the alert controller. So we do alert controller dot add action, and we're gonna add cancel action. We'll add one more button just to show you that we can add multiple buttons to it. So we're just gonna say let other action equals UI alert action. Title be other cancel button alert UI alert action style. Let's say this one will be default. Alright, action, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna dismiss, but we can print out, I guess, to distinguish the difference. We're gonna print dismiss from other cancel button, and I'm gonna copy this statement and paste it here, and here we're gonna say dismiss from original cancel button, and we're gonna add a alert controller dot add action other action. Alright, so if I run this on the simulator, which doesn't have the touch ID, this alert should be presented. So here's the iPhone 6s simulator, running it, and let's see, oops, brings me back here. Here's that. Let's see. Doesn't show it. Oh, because we haven't called the login. Alright, in view did appear, we're gonna call login. Run it again. All right, Touch ID not available, sorry. And then here's our two buttons, our cancel button and our other cancel button. So if we click cancel, it's just gonna say dismiss from original cancel button, which is exactly what we want. And okay, I guess I have to run it again if we're not going to. So here we click other cancel button, dismiss from other cancel button. All right, so that's what we wanted. Let me add a touch gesture recognizer too, I guess. So then we can call login, so I don't have to relaunch it every time. Let tap gesture equals UI tap gesture recognizer. Sorry, I didn't mean to add this into the tutorial, but it's pretty quick. Target self, action show login. So we're also gonna show the login when we tap the screen. So view.add gesture recognizer tap gesture, and we're gonna have to define this function called show login. Function show login. Actually, function show login is just gonna call login. All right. So let's see if that works. So here's this cancel tap cancel tap cancel. All right. So when we tap, I've added a tap gesture recognizer. So when we tap on the view, as we added the gesture to the view, then it's gonna call show login, which calls a function called login. I guess we can call login directly here, but since I've done it this way already, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now I guess we're gonna handle the case where the Touch ID is actually successful. So if this can evaluate, it doesn't mean that it's automatically successful, because we still have to check to see if the user actually has the correct fingerprint, because otherwise people can just open the app and then log in. So we're gonna say, we're gonna actually authenticate now. So authentication context, and here's we do the actual evaluate policy, LA policy dot device owner authentication with biometrics. Localized reason is why we want to evaluate it. Trying to log in. Reply takes two variables. The bool is success. Error, I'm just gonna call it ERR. Let's see. Okay, error is an NS error. Okay. So we're gonna also check in here if error is not nil. If error is not nil, actually I'll just, okay, if error is not nil, I guess it's good. That means there was an error. And or else that means there's no error. So we're gonna have to see if it's success or not. So if success, then we're gonna say, if success, then we're gonna say, then we're gonna show another alert. How's that? But this time, let's say we show another kind of alert. The menu, it's not traditional, but actually no, we'll just show another alert. Show. I'm just gonna call this one show alert, and I'm just gonna do pretty much the same thing. Let alert controller equals UI alert controller, and the title is gonna be, actually we can also do it this way. we can set the title and the message, and we can use this function many times. So let's say we pass in a title, which is a string, and we can assign a default string, which is say yay, and then we can also define a message, which is also a string, and we can also say like default message. So if we do it this way and we call show alert and we don't pass in any variable, the title is going to be yay and the message is going to be default message. So the title we're going to pass in is title, the message is going to be message. The preferred style, I'm going to also call it dot alert. There's a shorthand, you don't always have to do this, you can just go ahead and type dot alert. And for alert, I'm just gonna have like a cancel button. Let cancel button equals, actually pretty much the same here. Let cancel button. So we can just copy it, save ourselves some writing, some typing, and then this function is looking too much like this function. Instead of dot alert, I'm just gonna do dot action sheet. Right, and then alert controller dot add action, and we're gonna add the cancel action to this show alert controller, and we're also gonna do self present view controller, and we're going to present the alert controller. Animated is true, completion no. Alright, so if we're jumping back to this login function, alright, so you do this kind of mark. When you do this kind of mark, you can create this kind of thing, this kind of action. So like if you do this here, mark alert, then you have this alert here, and you can also break it more down like this, mark, and then let's say show do not have TouchID alert, we'll do that, and then mark show alert. Okay, so when you do this kind of thing and then you click here, you can kind of see how things break down. So if you basically start to have a lot of functions and then you can't find your code, like this is a pretty good way also. So okay, here we are back in login. So if the login is successful, let's say we're just gonna show alert, and we're gonna pass in the title, which is gonna be successful login, message congratulations. Alright, and in order to run that, I'm gonna have to run this on my phone. So let's change this to my phone, and I'm gonna start a QuickTime recording off my phone. Alright, so there's my phone. Okay. Alright, and then I'm gonna run it. Okay, I don't know where my phone, oh, there it is. Okay, so there it is, TouchID for my app name, which is really long. So we're gonna try to log in, and then I'm gonna use the finger, which unlocks the phone. Then it logs in, but let me see. Okay. The application is modifying the auto layout engine from a background thread, which can lead to engine corruption and weird crashes. This will cause crash exception in a future release. Basically telling you to do it in a main queue. So dispatch async and from a queue, which is main queue dispatch get main queue, and we put this in a block. Control X, Control V. So we basically put the show alert inside of the dispatch async block in the main queue. So you're basically doing it in the main queue, and the warning should go away. But let's see if the alert actually shows up. Oops, sorry, I ran again on my phone, and there's that. And do the Touch ID, and there's the alert. Oops. Well, the recording is actually covering it up a little bit. And then we hit, oh, I thought I was doing it on the simulator. Actually, I have to do it on my phone. So there's the cancel, and yeah, instead of action sheet, I can also do the alert. So I'm gonna run it on my phone again. And where's my phone? There's a quick time, and then there is that. Here, Touch ID. So instead of it's showing the alert, it's showing like instead of it's showing the action sheet, it's showing the alert instead. So we hit again with this. I have to hit it on my phone, cancel. Alright. Dismiss from original, cancel button. Okay, so it's the same message that we have from here. So here, I'll just do this, dismiss from show alerts, original, cancel button. So, okay, let's see what else. Okay, let's say if there was an error in logging in. Like, let's say if it's the wrong thing or whatever. I mean, wrong finger, or it didn't authenticate. Then let's say we're just gonna print out, or we're gonna do a show alert also. Self.show alert, and the alert is gonna be failed login. Message will be try again by tapping screen, because we've already set up the tap gesture to pop the thing up, so we can say fail login, try again by tapping screen. And this is in the case that the login failed, because if the error is not nil when it's coming back from the evaluation, then we're gonna show this fail login alert. So let's say I use a, whoops, again my phone is not showing. So there's a phone, let's say I use a finger that's not authenticated. It's gonna say, oh, try again. Try to log in. Trying to log in. And then let's say hit cancel. Oh, the same thing comes up. But I have to put it in the dispatch async again. But there's that message. Oops, my phone rotated. Failed login, try again by tapping screen. Tap the cancel. So I also have to put this in a dispatch async, dispatch get main queue, and put this in the block. So Control X, Control V, tap this over. Alright, so there was an error. So when we hit cancel, we can do that, or show alert, we can also show the actual error. We can do something like this: error dot localize description if let error localize description equals that. So this syntax basically means like if this is not nil, if the error localized description is not nil, then we can use this message. So again, I'm putting this inside. It's getting a little bit nested. So in the alert, we can show this error localized description. Let's copy it, paste it here. sorry, it's already text. We're just gonna pass it in error localized description and run it one more time. So whatever the description is should show up in your error message. So I'm gonna log in with finger that fails again. Whoops, sorry, I didn't show this one, but all right, we're gonna hit cancel. It says canceled by user because that's the localized description. So we can tap the screen again to have it pop up. Let's say I log in with the bad finger again. Let's say instead of hitting cancel, I'm gonna hit enter password this time. So hit enter password, and then it says fallback authentication mechanism selected. So I mean you will probably want to enter a different error message because this is the error message that we're getting back from the evaluate policy, like the Apple default message. So you probably have some kind of better custom messages for the errors. All right. I guess that should be the end of the tutorial. There's not so much going on, but there's a lot going on. So there's the localized authentication for the TouchID login, how to handle it if it's success, and how to handle it if it fails. And also showed you how to use the UIAlertController using the different kind of alert, the alert and the action sheet, and also a little bit of the tap gesture. So we can tap it here. Whoops, where's this one? Here. We can hit cancel, or we can tap it and have it come back, and when we authenticate it successfully, it just say successful login. Congratulations. So it falls in here. So I guess that's the end of this tutorial. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.